Hi everyone. So I know the lighting is way less than ideal today, but it's pretty much been dark outside all day, and this is my only day off this week, so pretty much have to work with what I have. But I think for the purposes of this video, it's actually going to work out. I'm just going to do a brow video and talk about how I do my brows, what my favorite brow products are. They're pretty much all NYX, but I do have a couple products to compare them to. So it's not going to be a super long video because I don't want to make you look at this light for too long. Unfortunately, I just have like a lamp and an overhead light, and no matter which way I go, my overhead light casts a shadow down on me, so pretty annoying. Sorry about that. But yeah, so as you can see, I have no brows on. So I'm just going to walk you through like start to finish how I fill in my brows and shape them. I'm not going to do like the actual tweezing and like trimming part because I don't do much of that because this is like all I have. Like this is it. And yeah, my voice isn't working out too well for me today either, but we're just gonna do it. So I have 3 different NYX micro brow pencil shades. I have taupe, blonde, and chocolate, and I basically use them all for like different stages of like hair regrowth. When I have like my roots done, I usually use taupe, and I'm going to start to incorporate blonde because it's this really nice warm, like very warm shade. It's like a caramel shade. Yeah, I can see that pretty well. And then taupe I can use for pretty much any time, like any stage of roots, and it's just like a true taupe. It's awesome. And when my hair is really dark like this, like my roots are a solid like 1.5 inches. When it's like that, I usually incorporate a little bit of chocolate, and that's this really dark shade. This one is a little too warm though, so I never use it just alone. Yeah, if you can see, it's like really, really warm. But it's a great dark shade to use like on the bottom where I have no hair to kind of fake it and make it seem like I do have hair. So I'm just gonna get started. Lately, this has been my brow routine, but it does change, of course, like I said, when I have completely blonde hair. So no matter which way I hold the mirror, it is casting a shadow on most of my face, but I think if I hold it like this, you can still see my eyebrow, and that's the important part. So I'm starting out using chocolate, and basically I'm gonna outline where I want my brow to be on the outer edge and the bottom of the like inner corner of my brow. It's not a corner, but you know what I mean. I do, for the most part, follow the natural tail of my eyebrow, but I do kind of change the shape every single day, just like however it turns out, it turns out. So I draw a bottom line like so, and then I start at the corner, like the corner of my arch, and draw a straight line down. But I don't go all the way down. See how I kind of stop where my hair starts to go up? I find in the end it creates more of a natural look, so I like to leave that for the lighter color that I use. And then I come back around, and I find this is pretty much the most important part for making my brows look really like fleeky. For making them like the way I want them to look, kind of like really filled out and thick and full. Because I mean, I find if I were to just go straight down and meet that point, it wouldn't really, I don't know, I don't like that curve that a lot of people have here. I like to fill that into more of a rounded shape. So, hoping you can see. So see how that's more rounded instead of just like a straight angle down? If a straight angle down is a look that you like, then just keep doing that. I just find that this is more like, it's dramatic, and I really like that. And then I usually play with the angle a little bit of where the point exactly ends, but this is generally the shape that I do with my eyebrows. And then once I'm happy with the outline, I go to the other eyebrow and try to match it. I do get really obsessive with getting them exactly the same. I usually spend like half an hour on my eyebrows lately, but I've been getting a little better the past couple weeks. I've just been like accepting that eyebrows are sisters, not twins. But it is hard, especially when you're using a pencil and you feel like you can get it exactly, like precisely symmetrical. This one's a lot harder to film because of where the light is situated. And this brow is always harder for me to do because number one, there is absolutely no hair here, as you can see. This one has quite a bit of hair, it's just sparse. This one has nothing. So I'll show you kind of what I do to hide that a little bit. And this eyebrow is actually shorter this way. So instead of leaving it at the point, which is right there, I extend the point just slightly, like maybe like a millimeter and a half. Where I struggle the most is this inner part of my brow, because they are not the same at all. This one actually has lower hair and this one has like higher up hair, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I just do my best with that part. And don't worry, this is looking like extremely dramatic and blocky right now, but it's gonna come together. So then I switch over to taupe and I fill in everything, and I'll get there when I get there. First I fill in like from here over, just fully fill it in. And these do have a little spoolie on the other end, and I find that really helps because this is kind of a waxy formula and it'll stick your brows in the direction you don't want them to be. Then when I get to the inner part of my brow, I fill it in a little here. And I complete the line on the top with taupe, like that. And then I kind of draw a third line right in the middle. And then I just mess with it a little bit. There's no real rhyme or reason, I just do it until I like the way it looks. Then I brush it, and this does blend it a little bit as well. And then when I'm happy with the way that inner corner looks, I leave it alone. So it's actually like 3 lines. The lower line is really, really dark. The top line I use the lighter color, but I draw kind of firmly with it. And this middle line I just kind of lightly draw, and then I just like mess around a little. And usually when I do this, taupe kind of covers the darker shade. So I usually go back in with chocolate to sharpen up that lower line a little bit. Anywhere there looks like a gap, like in the front part of my brows, sometimes I'll just draw like a dot. And my brows are usually the first thing I do after my base is done, just because my eyes water like crazy when I focus, and I focus really hard when I do my brows. So it pretty much takes all of my concealer off. But this is a really good concealer. It's the, I think it's Maybelline Dream Lumi. The label's like worn off my tube, but Dream Lumi. It's really good. Okay, so then like I said, I go back in with chocolate. And I just darken that original line. And I just kind of scribble anywhere there isn't enough hair to make it look a little more full. Then on this side, remember how I told you there's no hair here and you can really, really tell? I actually kind of draw strokes upwards like hairs to make it appear like there are hairs. Then my secret weapon for that area is this NYX eyebrow marker in Deep. And this is the best thing ever. I love it so much. I need to get the lighter color for when I go blonde again, but for now, this is like a fine tip, and you can use it to literally draw hairs in. See? So much more natural looking. Not that we're going for a supernatural look here. So I feel like you can actually see that pretty well even though the light is so crappy. Then my next step, which I don't do every single day because obviously this is a lot already and it looks pretty good, but especially when I'm blonde, this is a step that I take because I do have like, even though I have really sparse brows, I have really, really dark brow hairs. So I take the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in, I believe it's just in blonde. Yeah, blonde. And I get that all over my brows. And I leave my brow hairs really, really long because anywhere that I don't have hair, I just kind of brush it up a little bit and smooth it down so that it can cover the surface area a little bit more where I want there to look like there are brows. That was a crazy sentence. I brush these this way because they don't like to pick up the product, and then I brush them back up. See, I don't know if you can really tell, but it really creates a textured, hairy look. And on these ones, I brush them down to cover that area where there's nothing. And then my final step, which I do pretty much every day, is I take Benefit Highbrow. And this is the new formula, and oh my god, it's so much better. I used to have the really old highbrow, the one from like, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. It feels weird saying that, but yeah, started doing makeup like over a decade ago, so I guess, yeah. And this one is so much creamier, plus it sets, so it actually sets really quickly, which is awesome. So I just like carve out my brows, and this is something a lot of people use concealer for. I just find this is better for people with really shaky hands, and that is me. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know I'm incredibly shaky. I feel like I can just get more precision with this pencil. This really helps me clean up the tail. And then I just use my finger to blend it down. And usually I put it on top as well, but the top actually looks super, super good to me right now, so I'm just gonna leave that. But when I do, I start around the midpoint, like right there. Right there. It's hard with this light. Sorry, I hate that it's so shadowy. And I just go around to the end, and I meet them up kind of at the end. So on that one I did go around a little bit, if you can see that. And for this I just blend up, obviously. Another part of the reason that I do this is because I do have like little tiny hairs kind of surrounding my eyebrow, and I don't know how to wax my own eyebrows. I'm afraid to take any hair that I desperately need because obviously I'm not working with much in the eyebrow department. But when I put the brow mascara on, it kind of catches all those little micro brows. So when I put the highbrow over top of that, it erases them and it makes my brows way more precise. And I absolutely love the finished product with these products, this array of products. I think I just used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products on my brows. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so that is like my ideal brow. If you guys want to see how I make my really dark brows look really blonde when I go back to blonde, I will do that. I'm planning on filming doing my roots. I'm very nervous. I used to do my own hair for years and years and years, but ever since I went blonde, I've been kind of nervous to do it. But I am broke. I'm so broke. I love a bunch of hairstylists. They're all great, but I just do not have the money right now to get my hair done. So I ordered all the stuff myself, and yeah, pretty nervous, but I'm hoping it turns out great. I do know how to do it. So if I'm gonna film my roots, and then if you want to see me turn my brows way more blonde than this, then let me know. My roommate actually helped me do that a lot. Like, she is blonde and she has great blonde brow products, so credit to her. So yeah, the other products I wanted to mention, this is actually one I really don't like, and I feel bad because people love it so much, but it's the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and oh my god, I hate it. I tried it, and honestly, like, you just make a gigantic mess with it because it's so thick, and you can't really make it into a point. Like, I don't know, it's very hard to get a precise line at the front with it. So I don't like this. Plus, you have to draw really, really hard, and when you're drawing really hard with a pencil, it's hard to be precise. It kind of just creates like a crazy ass line, which is why it's good to have the highbrow because you can clean it up. But I'd rather have like a semblance of what I want my brows to look like first and not have to like completely fix the entire thing. This is the general shape I do on everyone when I do their brows. I don't do them quite as thick on other people because most people find this really intense and way too much. I find once they're on, like once they're completely done, it looks natural. It looks like my eyebrows. Maybe because I follow my natural brow shape like a lot. See, I obsess over little things like this. Like, I can tell that this is a little wavy. No, they look great. Leave them alone. Yeah, so I always do that thing. Like, this is how I teach everyone to do their brows. When people ask me, like my mom, one of my best friends is asking me like how to do their brows. Shout out to Megan. I always draw a line from the inner part all the way to the end, and I do a curve. I don't worry about where my natural brows are for that part. Then I start at the arch, draw a line down, and then I curve the line out to meet the bottom line. And that's literally how I shape everyone's brows when I do their brows. That's how I did my friend Jessica's brows at her wedding. But she barely needs any shape. She has amazing eyebrows. Yeah, and that's how I taught my mom to do her brows, and she's getting compliments all the time now. So yeah, in case anyone was wondering how exactly I do my brows, this is how. And I love these videos, like specific brow videos, so I'm trying to do videos that I really like. Yeah, so let me know what you think. If you think they're too dramatic, just don't even tell me, because I love them. I really don't care. Yeah, sorry about the background. I'm still working on moving in. I'm working full-time, so it's really hard to find the time. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one, which will hopefully be me dyeing my roots blonde. So yeah, hit the thumbs up if you like this or if it was informative in any way. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So yeah, I feel like I can just get more